Hello, I'm SurferClock.
And I'm TAP-G.
And welcome to What's the Attraction?
Where our work is your vacation.
Have you ever noticed how hesitant theme parks can be to try something new?
A Wreck-It Ralph ride? Ho ho! Who needs something as silly as that when you could have a magic band?
And ever noticed how sometimes when they do try something new, it makes almost no sense whatsoever?
A beastly kingdom? Ho ho! Who needs something as silly as that when you could have Avatar?
The awesome Nickelodeon show?
Of course not!
Oh. And ever notice when they do try something that's both good and sensible, it doesn't last very long?
How about, if you spend a day with the less fortunate, you can get a free ticket to Disney? Stop! Too many of you, stop! Oh, phew. Okay, how about this? A villain's night.
Something like that. In any case, it's a hit and miss business, and sometimes these things come and go. Sometimes we see it coming, and others not so much. What sometimes happen is they come and go so quickly, often fading into obscurity. And then other times, they are such rapid departures from what we might have come to expect that we're forced to say, wait, that was a thing?
And today, we're counting down the 10 most forgotten, short-lived, most unusual events, shows, or attractions that we can't quite quantify without saying, wait, that was a thing? So here you go, fans. The top 10, wait, that was a thing? Zzz.
Starting with...
Great vacations and celebrations can fade away in a year.
Number 10. Celebrity Encounters at Universal Studios. Go ahead, think of your favorite celebrity. No, not that one. No, not that one either. No. Like a really, really great actor. Wow, you all are terrible at this.
What he's saying is no one alive today. We're talking Charlie Chaplin, Laurel and Hardy, the Marx Brothers, Marilyn Monroe. Yes, these legendary stars have since passed on, but their greatness lives on, not just in overpriced DVD box sets. For the first several years of Universal Studios operation, much in the same way Mickey or Woody Woodpecker do now, you would run into these legends performing various skits and routines with guests totally in character. While Disney-MGM Studios often got real modern stars, Universal capitalized on what it had that Disney didn't. Classic movies like the vintage monster movies, as well as the images of Hollywood's greatest.
So while Disney was stuck using its animated stars, Universal allowed Chaplin to hobble silently for laughs, Monroe to pose glamorously for photos, and Groucho Marx to banter with and insult his brothers and guests alike. Why did this fade out? Well, they still do it, just not nearly as much as they used to. And probably for the same reason both Universal and Disney-MGM eventually lost their mojo. The behind-the-scenes of movie-making gimmick was seen as dated, especially since if you consider when the parks opened, movies that glamorized the 1940s setting, Roger Rabbit, Dick Tracy, The Mask, and so forth, came out around the same time, and the fascination would fade. Stars from that era never changed, but our interest did. So, this delightful aspect of visiting Universal is now, sadly, gone for good. Mostly.
Great vacations and celebrations can fade away in a year.
Number 9. Mickey's Magical TV World. Before Magic Kingdom's Storybook Circus, before Mickey's Toontown Fair, but not as far back as when it was Mickey's Birthday Land, there was Mickey's Starland. Not quite the metropolis Toontown was, but not quite as rural as Toontown Fair. But you could meet a Holstein cow named Minnie Moo, where the spots made out a hidden Mickey.
And number 9 on our countdown, Mickey's Magical TV World. Remember in our top 10 franchises list, we listed the Disney Afternoon? Well, as it turned out, it kind of already was a thing. From 1990 to 1996, in an attempt to synergize the parks and the popular cartoon programming block, various characters from the different shows would interact with Mickey Mouse, show host CJ, and a computer, seriously, named Dude.
And here I thought that was the name of Jeff Bridges' computer in Tron. That computer does in fact abide.
As time went on and the shows on the Disney Afternoon would come and go, so too would the lineup. Gummy Bears, DuckTales, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, Goof Troop, and Bonkers would all drop by to sing, dance, and banter, mostly to the tune of their respective theme songs. Plus, it had that awesome theme from the Disney afternoon.
It ended right as the Disney afternoon's then current shows like Quack Pack, Schnookums and Me, and the Mighty Ducks weren't popular enough to warrant in-park appearances, and the programming block ended. Also indicative was Starland getting transmogrified into Mickey's Toontown Fair, finishing it off for good. And worst of all, without giving a segment to Gargoyles! How could they?
Great vacations and celebrations can fade away in a year.
Number 8. The Muppets at Walt Disney World.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about? The Muppets have had their own show at Hollywood Studios since 1991.
That's correct, Reese. But for a period of time, the Muppets' presence at Disney was far more extensive.
Like that great movie Muppet ride-themed parody that it never got built?
Well, true, there was that, but that wasn't a thing because, well, it never came to be.
Like what?
Like Here Come the Muppets. Ring a bell, Reese?
Think so.
Before Voyage of the Little Mermaid dove into Hollywood Studios' animation courtyard in 1991, the Muppets had its first dibs in that theater, where it was called Here Come the Muppets. It was a stage show where Kermit, Miss Piggy, Fozzie, Animal, Bean Bunny, and all the rest, as actors in full-body costumes, would do the typical, the show started and we're not ready shtick before singing and dancing.
Once it closed in September of 1991, and 4 months after Muppet Vision 3D opened, a new show premiered called Muppets on Location, Days of Swine and Roses. This one took place on a stage in Muppets Courtyard about 6 times a day. Heck, for a while, you could even do meet and greets with Kermit and Miss Piggy. You know that mysterious mural of a gazebo over by the exit of Muppet Vision 3D? Yeah, that's where they used to do those meet and greets.
And speaking of meeting and greeting, in 2009, if Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and his long-suffering assistant Beaker were Warrior Speed, those two got around in Muppet Mobile Labs, a Segway-like vehicle where the two would roll around and converse with guests. It was a technological breakthrough and then some. And finally, in 1992, as a means to salvage what was left of the Disney-Jim Henson merger, Disney put forth a made-for-TV special called The Muppets Visit Walt Disney World. In it, Kermit and pals would visit all 3 parks, strewn with hilarious hijinks, and would conclude with meeting Mickey himself.
Muppets, the 4th greatest gift.
Great vacations and celebrations can fade away in a year.
Number 7. Lucky the Dinosaur. In 2005, Disney introduced a similar technical marvel that would help inspire Muppet Mobile Labs, a green bipedal dinosaur of indeterminate species pulling a large flower cart. His name was Lucky, and he stunned guests with how expressive and interactive he was. Proof that making dinosaurs for big theme parks doesn't always end in a disaster.
Lucky's human, Chandler the Handler, would escort him through Chester and Hester's Dinorama. The dinosaur would blink, growl, and purr, and react to everyone's delight. But what impressed guests most was that Lucky was free roaming. Untethered by wires or platforms, Lucky pulled his trusty flower cart, making him one of the very first free-roaming animatronics ever created. He didn't last long, though, and eventually he made his way over to California Adventure and Hong Kong Disneyland. Where is he now? Well, sadly, he no longer roams the Disney parks.
Although some have speculated that he's fallen on hard times, he did get a temp gig, however, as second unit director on Jurassic World, I heard.
Great vacations and celebrations can fade away in a year.
Number 6. Disney's Doug Live. Before Frozen Sing-Along and American Idol, that theater just to the left of the no longer existent Sorcerer Hat,
Gimme some, my dog. Ba la 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 la.
the theater played Disney's Doug Live, a stage show based on the popular-ish show?
The 90s show about Doug Funny of Bluffington ran on Nickelodeon for 3 seasons, after which the series ran for 4 more on Disney's One Saturday Morning on ABC under the title Brand Spanking New Doug. 12-year-old balding dweeb Doug had to navigate his life of middle school with his blue friend Skeeter Valentine while avoiding green bully Roger Klotz and crushing on his orange sweetheart, Patty Mayonnaise. Doug, the real world of color.
In the show, Doug had some tickets to go see his favorite band, The Beats, and has to work up the courage to ask out
Patty Mayonnaise
to go. But Roger beats Funny to it. As a result, Doug resorts to his usual defense mechanism, daydreaming about his superhero alter ego, Quailman, coming to save
Patty Mayonnaise.
From Roger, aka Dr. Rubbersuit.
I feel like I could make a joke here, but a little voice in my head is telling me I really shouldn't.
Sage advice.
In any case, the show barely lasted 2 years. It's unclear if they expected the show on ABC to last, but it shut its doors in 2001. What took its place? American Idol experience. 8 years later. So, did they expect it to last? But could they replace it with something better like, say, I don't know, a gargoyle stage show or something?
Jeez, man, you still on that?
Look, the rest of the Disney afternoon got a show, Doug did, Phineas and Ferb sure did, and why not arguably the greatest one of them all?
But then they couldn't do the show in the daytime. They turned to stone, remember?
Yeah, and Chip and Dale shouldn't be 5 feet tall. What's your point?
Look, everyone, we're gonna have to take a little break here. When we get back, we'll discuss the top 5. Wait, that was a thing?
I'm just saying in-world logistics as an argument don't hold much water when you consider Muggles aren't supposed to see Hogwarts or humans aren't supposed to see Andy's toys are alive. Come on, I think granted there's a little leeway for Goliath and Brooklyn and all them in a night-themed theater.